Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I said halo. You know, I'm just using slang and all that good stuff. Anyways, I'm your host, Alex Stovall, a.k.a. The White Sheep, and we are back on Unfiltered Reality. I'm sorry, Unfiltered Reality. You know, you gotta get that roll with the tongue, you know what I'm saying? I have my lovely co-host, yes, the one, the only, Jade Olivier.
Hello.
How are you, my dear?
I'm good.
How's the day? How's the week? How's life? How's the world right now?
The world.
I just feel so much energy. and I'm not talking like positive energy. I'm feeling like
just random energy.
Sad popsicle, negative Nancy, bad banana energy.
You're just asking me how my day was, and then you went on to being negative.
I'm sorry, I had that effect. I apologize. Go ahead. You were saying?
I don't remember much of this week. I'm tired from getting up for work to take you to work. I don't work.
Hey, you should premise that. She doesn't, I'm not forcing her to take me to work.
I like taking you to work.
There you go.
I also need the car.
Yeah, see? She's dropping me off and taking the whip.
But I don't really remember what else has happened this week. But yeah, what did we do this week?
Gave up on house hunting. I'm over it. Done.
Yuck. We've been looking at houses this week.
Yeah, we can call them houses. You're at the back door the minute you walk in. Like,
and
it's
people
ridiculous.
are asking like $250,000 for a house that like the real estate agent has to go in and check that there's nobody
Literally, the guy
drugs
said
in the back of the
that
room.
the last house he went into, there was a crackhead that jumped out. I said, that's outstanding. You probably shouldn't tell that to people you're showing homes to. Should I be concerned?
You go in these houses and they're like little shoeboxes. They're 2 rooms, like one bathroom. You need to replace the floors, the ceiling, everything that's in there. I was about to say appliances, but there wasn't even any appliances.
I'm trying to tell you. I told the guy straight up. I said, "Hey, man, I'm not opposed to making this happen, and we can do a little government exchange. Maybe food stamps or something like that, because inflation is screaming, man. It's crushing everybody. I'm feeling some type of way today. God bless America."
Yeah. On that note, how are you?
How am I? I'm peeved, man.
You're
I'm
also
peeved.
yelling today.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to take it down a notch, Tony. My bad.
I'm feeling very... Not attacked.
I was like, wait,
just
you're
yelling.
Feeling attacked? Yeah, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I am charged. I'm peeved. I feel like politics is just continues to rattle my brain. It boils my blood. My IQ drops just listening to some of these Looney Tunes.
The last podcast we did was the day before the election. Or day of? No, day before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
we can call it an election.
We spoke a little bit about it. I don't really remember much of what we said, but we were surprised by some... Well, we were surprised yet weren't surprised at some of the outcomes.
That part. To our selected officials, some were elected, yes, but to the selected officials, just know that people like me are coming for you. Hold the space. So I'm not going to name any names.
Not in a bad way, not in an aggressive way, just in a political way.
Oh yeah, I had to premise that. Yeah, well, I'm coming for you to pray for you and unseat you because your policies are garbage. But neither here or there. I digress. Yes, we were talking about officials being elected in these primaries, and something I found really interesting. I'm going there, like I said, unfiltered reality. I'm going to premise this. If this is being recorded for quality purposes and assurance. If you feel like you are going to be easily offended, just turn it off right now. Just do yourself a favor. I'm going to say it.
Or you can skip a little far ahead because we're not just going to talk about politics today. That's not all we're about.
I know.
Don't tell them to turn it off. Stay. Please stay with us.
You want to start playing Sam Smith? Now won't you stay with me? No, because you're all I need. Yeah, I mean, Jesus is all I need. I don't know about, human people. God bless y'all all, but I only need Jesus. Living bread and what are you, living water, living bread.
Yeah.
If it was living bread, it'd be like eating anyways. Theological tangent. I'm sorry. Yes, going back to what I was going to say before we switch. We were talking about politics, right?
We were talking about politics.
What specifically about politics?
You were talking about politicians who have just been elected and their policies not being fantastic, and that you're coming for them, but in a political
Yes,
way.
I am coming for them to personally find people to unseat them. I'm sorry. You can't be 195 years old. 95 years old and be trying to legislate policy for the next generation. If you're truly about the next generation, you need to sit down somewhere and bring somebody that's a little bit less seasoned than you.
Well, not even sit down. You need to come alongside and bring somebody up.
That part. If I could pass a collection plate around right now, she's preaching up in here. There is nobody in the GOP that is under the age. Well, we had one individual, Cawthorn, who's no longer in, under the age of 30 currently. Everybody else.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just in Arizona, or like
across the board? If you look at all the officials, there's like maybe late 30s, 40s.
Nobody under. Wow. Well, there you go.
But they're about the future generation, right? Remember that part? Remember how they always pivot? I'm for the next generation to come. I'm gonna fight. Well, you can fight even better by pouring into somebody who's young, fired up, and moldable, and
teachable,
humble, and teach that part right there too. Teachable. I'm not gonna name any names, Alex Stovall, but I'm just gonna keep it like it is and just throw that out there, and we'll put, what did they say? We'll put a pin in it.
We also know that you're not the be-all, end-all answer for everything, obviously.
No.
But the point is,
but it's a darn good start.
Yeah.
Especially for the GOP. Good. It's a darn good start. I don't know where this accent came from today.
What is...
I don't know. I'm talking to people from the hood, talking to people from, the community.
You're talking to me. Why don't you have an Australian accent?
I don't know. I can put on an Australian accent real quick for you.
Yeah. That's a Sam Cotton Australian accent.
Yeah, it is.
If you don't know who Sam Cotton is, guys, you need to look at Sam Cotton. He's I'd say like a doodle artist. I don't know how to say that, but it's like he'll take videos of animals or fruit or like random things, and then
look him up, brother.
He'll do like a little doodle of a face on it, like and make it talk, and it's hilarious.
It is pretty funny.
It's like prime Australian content if you've ever seen it.
Right. But going back, because I want to switch gears away from politics, all I noticed, which I thought was really interesting, was no black candidates were elected. The GOP is supposed to be all tolerant.
Yeah.
All accepting, non-prejudice. However, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a chicken. That's all I'm saying. I could see there's a little hints of little taste of prejudice or bias to the black community. I mean,
sniff.
You had
Just
a whiff, yes. You had people like Blexit Masters or whatever his name is, Blake Masters. Oh, he was a GOP Trump beloved candidate that said crime was basically he said crime was because black people had firearms. When in fact, I really do think crime is because you have criminals that just need to be behind bars. But that's neither here or there. But yeah, go ahead, look up Blake Masters. He's running
and he won,
for
right?
Senate. Yeah, he won the primary.
Republican race.
He won the primary.
Yeah.
He didn't win the general. But with all that energy and how he really feels about people that have brown skin, I don't know how well that's going to go for him. Mm-hmm. But I just thought it was interesting. I'm really not shocked, but just disappointed with the GOP right now. They're really not reaching the next generation the way I think they could be. And whenever they're ready to actually start playing chess and not checkers, I'll be here. That's where I'm going to leave that. But going to what I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
What in the three-ring circus is going on with our country? Can we defund the FBI? Is that a thing?
Are you referring...
They wanted to defund the police.
You're referring to the raid.
Yes.
Yeah.
all politics aside, the man is out of office now. He's living quietly-ish. Ish.
He's not really out of politics, is he, though?
Well, no, but
We said moving away from politics, yet he's saying that he's going to run again.
He's out of politics,
he's
technically.
Not really, though.
Okay, he's not really out of politics. Fine.
How can an ex-president be out of politics? Or former president be out of politics?
Okay, I get your point.
Thank you.
The point I'm trying to make is, there's some BS, man. You had the FBI go and storm his house, quote unquote, looking for evidence.
Wait, evidence for what?
Evidence with boxes that they supposedly took from the White House, and they
boxes
were supposed
of what?
to. That's what they said they were doing the raid for. They wanted to know what was in them. They wanted to know how they got to the house. And
do we know if they found anything yet?
Nope, and I don't think they're going to release that information. Personally, I just think they're just picking with Trump because he says the quiet part out loud, like Unfiltered Reality does. So he want all the smoke, is what I'm getting. He want all the smoke, and by he I mean 45. Yeah. But, you know, what's interesting to me is no one really came to stand up for him.
Well, but the people did.
I'm getting to that. What
okay.
I did think was profound and amazing was to think, to watch, and to see how many people spoke out against what the FBI did to him.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, I wasn't here. I'm still technically, you know, like I'm not a citizen yet. And I wasn't around for the whole Trump thing. Like, I've obviously been with you to CPACs and been around Republicans and that sort of thing. But I'm not a woo Trump. Like, you know, Trumplican or whatever they call him.
Yeah, that's what it's called, right?
I'm not about that. But I think the guy was entertaining. I think he's a very smart businessman. But I wouldn't say I am a fan of Trump. Not saying that I don't like the guy. I'm just not one of those fans, right? But I'm still like, why? Like, and that's the thing is we saw a lot of people who aren't even fans of him being like, why?
You know why? I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
Trump has, for the most part, I want to say maybe 98% of the time, he's on target. He's on target about everything he's talking about. Everything he said that the GOP and the DNC, specifically establishment rhinos and people that wear sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
They're not really conservatives or conservatives. They don't actually believe in God and America and freedom. They believe in a selective freedom, a selective America for selective people. So, with that being said, it's unfortunate that we've gotten to this place, and it's exciting to see that people are now not just on the conservative side, but on the Democratic side, standing up and saying, actually, even CNN, I thought the epiphany in the sky or something hit me. I saw CNN basically passively saying, you know, that's not really cool what they did to the previous president. They didn't find any evidence. Now, thank God Trump wasn't there, because who knows what would have happened. They probably would have tased him or something crazy like that. But I am in favor of defunding the FBI. I think they have a little bit too much reach, and I do think that there are boundaries, and they completely went the whole mile. You give them an inch, they take the mile.
I mean, I feel like I would have to do a bit more research before I made that call, because it wouldn't be the FBI deciding to do that. It would be somebody telling them to do that.
No, well, that's, yeah, well.
So.
That's up for discussion for another time.
That's another time.
Yeah, you know, but no one is above the law unless you're Pelosi or her husband or AOC or BLM or... Stop it before we get dragged again, and now I'm a part of it. I'm sorry. I just couldn't help myself. But for real though, Soros, if you want to send that money that everyone said,
Soros, where's that money at? We got told that we were being supported by you. Where is the money?
A child mentioned a check. Like, that's all
There's
I'm
no
saying.
check. I'm sure.
Yeah, man. Somebody said something similar to that. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but I'll be waiting for it.
I mean, we could do with it.
I'm not a rhino by any means, but I'm definitely not gonna. I'm no idiot. If someone wants
not
to
gonna say
donate
no
to the
to some
campaign,
money.
throw some money at me.
It's not gonna change
break
what
me
you
off
do.
something.
Yeah.
I'm not, hey, no hard feelings, but I will not be bought and paid for.
Yeah.
Let's make that clear.
Well, there we go. Are you finished with your politics?
Yeah, that was kind of weaved together.
It was?
Politics weave into everything.
Yeah. Because you ruined my segue.
I'm just keep quiet.
Well, onto some lighter news, because we said that we weren't going to talk all about politics today.
I'm sorry.
And that's why I didn't want you to leave. Thank you for staying. If you're still here. Thank you for being with us. But Alex got called out this week for correcting me. Apparently, yeah. Alex constantly corrects me because going back to his beautiful Australian accent, there is, funnily enough, even though we both speak English, a language barrier. Because Australians say things differently to Americans. Now, I'm not offended by Alex calling me out, because explain why. Why do you call me out, babe?
Well, because I don't want her to be embarrassed in a big group of somebody that may do it. And calling out is kind of a harsh word.
Calling out is a harsh word because you don't... Well, correcting. The word that was used was, you always correct me.
Right. If I were you and I was saying something incorrectly, I would want someone in an intimate setting to be like, hey, bruh, let me holler at you for a minute.
So that means when you come to Australia to see my family, you're going to have to flip. To all the things that you correct me from, you're going to have to start saying those when you're in Australia.
Oh, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
We're good here.
So
cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. I feel like I don't even have that strong of an Australian accent. But I'll take that laugh as a yes, I do.
Oh, you weren't kidding.
No, I wasn't kidding.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I feel like, okay, so I say this all the time.
You don't have a strong Australian accent, and I don't really care about politics. Yeah, all right.
I say this all the time. East Coast people have a stronger accent than West Coast. I'm from the West Coast.
You're more posh.
Posh. Thank you. I think that's...
Posh is proper.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know out there, people.
I think that it's because we have a very strong... I don't know. I always think that it's because we have a really strong English influence on the West Coast. But... And my parents also. My mum's Scottish.
Scottish.
And my dad is from Jersey. In the Channel Islands, not New Jersey. New Jersey is named after where my dad is from, just like New England.
It's a Français island.
Yes. Well, it was a French island, and then it got taken over in the war. And now it's owned by the
Well, that
Crown.
escalated quickly.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, so some of the things. What are some things that you say that I think is funny?
Okay, well, those of you who live in the community have Walmart, Albertsons.
Oh, the supermarket thing.
Yes. Fry's is a grocery store.
Okay.
Fry's food and drug store, not supermarket.
Okay.
Walmart Supercenter is a supermarket. And prawns, nobody knows what a prawn is.
Let me explain.
Shrimp.
Let me explain.
All right, Kevin Hart, let's go. Let us explain. Yes.
Let me explain. So in Australia, we don't have Walmart. We don't have anything like that. Even, I'm pretty sure you guys have Kmart here, right? But your Kmart, does it have food in it?
We used to.
I mean, even your Target. You can buy food at Target here. We can't. So in Australia, a supermarket is where you go to buy food. You call it a grocery store. We call it a supermarket. And then everything else, like a Target or a Kmart, and we have Big W, they're all department stores. So I got called out because Mr. Magoo was mad at me for calling the Fry's a supermarket. And a prawn in Australia is what you guys call a shrimp. So the good old saying, shrimp on a barbie, is not actually an Australian saying because we don't say shrimp. I mean, like some people do now because of the saying, because they're just being ironic. But it's not a saying.
Well...
Put your phone down. Pay attention to me. This guy over here looking at his TikTok followers.
I'm not looking at... I wasn't looking at TikTok. I was looking at Weeble. I am a day trader. I have to know what's going on.
Okay.
And you maybe happen to know we just made a decent little amount of cabbage.
Okay, good.
You know, because I'm
Some
still
bread.
down like $10,000 from putting money in the campaign that, you know, miraculously we had to stop because some other things that we're going to talk about as it gets closer.
Yeah, we can talk about that later though. We're not allowed to talk about it now.
Man, that energy I just had, that shift.
Right, but...
I'm going to pray for him, though.
Uh-huh. Amen. But, yeah, other things, like trunk. In Australia, we call it...
Trunk.
In Australia, we call a trunk a boot.
Ooh, so if you have a Tesla... So I apologize on interjecting.
That's
if you
okay.
have a Tesla in Australia, what do you call the frunk?
I have literally no idea.
Hoot?
A fruit.
The foot?
The fruit. We'd probably just call it the front boot.
That's awesome.
It's called a boot. So you go, you put stuff in the boot. We say a bin and rubbish. You call it trash in a trash can, right?
Garbage, yeah. Garbage.
Or garbage. Dumpster.
Oh, you call men blokes?
Not always.
Well, yeah.
But
There's some other words
it's a bloke.
Yeah, I could use other words.
A
but
Sheila.
Sheila.
It's a lady. Oh. What else? I don't know. Like, these are things that he picks up on, and we're going to have to... If I say something on the podcast, you're going to have to call it out from now on. And be like,
yeah. She
that's
always says, I'm a bit hungry.
a bit hungry.
Which means she's famished, but it really doesn't mean she's a bit hungry. She's actually really hungry.
We're just polite. We're not as... Well, I'm not as forward. A lot of... We're not as... I don't know. I was about to say we're not as aggressive, and then I was like, yeah, Australians are pretty aggressive. I personally, if someone says you're hungry, I will say, yes, I'm a bit hungry, because I don't want to put them out and to be like, oh my gosh, I'm starving.
Oh, another thing that they say, when you're normal, you're common.
Common.
You're common, brother.
That's a very Sam Cotton thing to say, but yeah, it's a normal thing is a common thing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a Sam Cotton thing.
I don't know.
Chippies
instead
of fish
of fries
or fries. That's
yeah,
fish and chips.
we call
I was
them
thinking of
chips. We call them chips. You call them fries.
What do you call fish?
Fish.
I knew that.
We have chips. We call packet of chips, and we call hot chips. First time I went to Canada, I said, "Can I have some hot chips?" or something like that. I can't remember where I was, but I said something like, "Oh, can I have a bag of chips or hot chips or something?" They were like, well, is there any other kind? And laughed at me, and I was like, that's mean.
Wow. I would have throat punched him.
Oh, maybe it was the UK when I said that.
Oh, you wouldn't throat punch him? Okay, cool.
No,
all
I
right,
wouldn't.
well,
I don't throat punch people unless it's you talking
speaking
about.
Speaking of chips and food.
I'm hungry now. Now I want fries.
Sounds delicious.
Fries as in the chips, not the grocery store.
Well, before we come to a close here, I'm curious to know.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to talk about how I'm feeling right now.
Right.
The inflation.
I was going to be like, where is this going?
The additional bill that
to do
was
with
just
food.
passed.
Yeah.
Everyone says, you always talk about politics. And I always say, that's exactly right. You know why? Because it bleeds into everything.
Yeah.
This is
I think
crazy.
some people don't really want to see that, though, and that's why people are like,
oh, they don't want that
everything
energy.
you say is politics.
They
It's
don't
like,
want
well,
that
yeah,
energy.
everything has to do with politics. It's just people don't realize or they don't want to know.
Correct. No pun intended when I said, you don't want that energy.
Stop saying it like that.
Why?
You don't want that energy.
You don't want that
It's
energy. Somebody said it to me like that the other day.
I don't want that energy.
Oh.
Kind of like Kevin Hart mixture with a female. It's interesting.
He wasn't ready.
America's not ready. We're not ready for this inflation because it's screaming right now.
Yeah. And speaking of Teslas, your man said that it was going to be what? A slight?
Oh, my.
What did he say? Oh, my Lanta.
Papa Elon.
Oh, my days.
Yeah. Papa Elon, big Elon. Somebody called
Mr.
him
Muskie.
Daddy Elon, Mr. Muskie.
Daddy Musk.
Daddy Musk, yeah. He has many names, apparently. However, I digress. He said it's going to be a mild, like Taco Bell sauce, mild, may I say, a mild recession.
Yeah, mild for him.
I don't really know how you quantify mild, but right now I'm not really feeling like my pocket is mild.
It's not. It's not going to be mild. It's mild for him because he's got so much money that it's probably literally not going to affect him in the slightest.
Right, and I'm a Tesla fan. I believe in the vision. I believe in the mission. However, calling it a mild recession makes me feel indifferent. 18 months is a long, mild recession.
Yeah.
Yeah, gas came down, but everything else went up.
Yikes.
I think food for meat, it's like 17%, and I may even be misquoting.
I don't know, but what I've noticed is, so Australian money is pretty much, okay, let's just, for the sake of it, say it's half, right? So if I'm paying $5 in Australia for something, I'm expecting to pay like $2.50 for it here, correct?
Correct.
At the moment, if I'm buying something like a meal for $17 in Australia, I'm coming here and it's $17 US, which means I'm paying double. Like the other day we went out for lunch and it was like, oh my gosh, I think it was like $42 here. I checked my bank account and that was $80 Australian. I paid $80 for myself and yourself to go out for lunch, get a meal and a drink. That's all we got. And I paid 80 Australian dollars. If that is not out of this world, I do not know what is. And that was for a pasty. We went to a pasty company. Yeah.
Pasty?
Pasty. Yeah, the pasty that's like the thing we went to get the other day. The pastry with the stuff
pastry?
inside.
Do you want to? I'm looking at you like deer in the headlights because no one knows what you're talking about.
Oh, a pasty is an English food.
We went to a pub.
There
you go.
It was called the Cornish Pasty Company because it's
go.
a pasty.
But it wasn't a. It was like a.
That's a pasty, babe. We ate pasties. Are you confused?
We ate pasties. It was magical.
It was great. But anyway, it cost $80 for us to get one pasty each, which in England, I will repeat, as I did that day, in England you eat a pasty as a snack. You don't eat it as a meal. Here they're selling it as a full meal and charging you 80 Australian dollars for two.
Gotta love capitalism, right?
I mean, we did get a cocktail each, but they were tiny and they were like cheaper than the actual pasty themselves. So
yeah.
Anyway, we need to finish. I just went off on a tangent.
I know. All right. Hey, it's been real as usual, shooting the breeze with our lovely loyal audience. If you want to get in touch with me, Alex for Arizona is my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok.
Yes,
I'm
Alex
TikToking
for
now.
Arizona on TikTok. We have started his TikTok account.
It's magical. We were actually looking at houses and somebody said, bruh. Well, this is how it happened. He was like, bro. If you don't like make a TikTok, then I know you're not serious about your campaign or politics. And I was like, whoa.
I don't think he said it like that. He was actually very nice.
Well, that's how it came.
Yeah.
That's what I heard in my head. I was like, bro, you challenging me, bro? He was like, bro, you gotta do it. So anyways, that's why I have a TikTok now.
Alex for Arizona, literally search him on anything because he's got a YouTube as well. That'll be your website. If you just search Alex for Arizona, you will find him.
Kiss. Keep it simple,
yeah,
silly.
Right?
You thought I was going to say the other one, huh?
Anyway, so I'm only going to share my TikTok because I've started TikToking again. So mine's Jade Olivier, which is Ollivier. And
For now.
It will be stop soon. Please. And the podcast information is Unfiltered Reality Podcast on Instagram, Unfiltered Reality Podcast on YouTube. And if you want to send us an email with a request or an idea or anything like that, you can send it to unfilteredrealitypod, POD, @gmail.com. I'm checking up on those. And then also you can listen to our podcast on Central City Radio, which is tagged in our bio on our Instagram, if you want to find them and give them a follow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real on Unfiltered Reality. We will catch you later.
Bye.